Being a fan is expensive. You have to buy tickets to see your team, you have to buy gear to represent your team, and you have to buy cable packages just to even watch your team. Something you could do to save money to even afford those tickets this year is switch to Mint Mobile, and that's who I'm partnering with for today's video. I know you've heard of Mint Mobile before because you've seen those awesome Ryan Reynolds ads about this service, but let me just tell you how awesome their service really is. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't sacrifice any coverage, data, or speed with them. They are built on the largest 5G network, and they cut out the middleman, so they cut your costs down so you don't have to go to the annoying wireless store that you really don't want to go to. Switching to Mint is extremely easy, and it takes 15 minutes. They use digital eSIM cards for immediate activation right from home, and the best part is, if you don't have a phone that is eSIM compatible, Mint will ship you a SIM card without charge. All mobile plans include nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. Mint will also show you how much data you use per month and recommend plans that will save you money. So instead of spending all that money on your current phone plan, you can switch to Mint Mobile today. Using my link, mintmobile.com/JKB, that's mintmobile.com/JKB, which you can always find in the description as well, to get premium wireless starting at $15 per month and be able to afford those game tickets you've been dying to buy. Welcome back, folks. I was able to talk with some of you. Obviously, I didn't get everybody, but I was able to talk with some of you when I was on vacation in Florida, but I am back home now in the studio. I'm ready to go. I did not get everything exactly how I wanted it to. So that's, that's a big thing there. But, we've, we're back doing the live stream and everything. And, yeah. So, is there something going on? Is everyone seeing this stream correctly? I'm getting errors from YouTube, and I don't know why. I don't know. It's saying video resolution is incorrect. I was just saying, trying to set everything up again the way I had it. It's been kind of a pain, but no issues. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so then we'll do that then. Okay, if any issues persist, whatever, we'll reset the stream. Should be good. YouTube, you're being annoying by saying the stream health is poor when it's not. So thank you for the welcome home comment. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm trying to get in the habit of streaming more. I know a lot of people here. First off, I recognize that a lot of you joined this community, joined this channel, started watching me through one of my live streams. I looked at the numbers. It's unbelievable, honestly. More than half of my subscribers have come from live streams. Not watching after the fact, watching live. That's a pretty big portion of my audience, and I feel like it's only fair because most of you have decided to hit the subscribe button during my live streams. It's only fair for us to continue the live streams and ramp it up and do it more frequently, right? I mean, I would say so. So, yeah, here we are doing live streams. So Raheem Morris is not going to get the Colts coaching job, which is a bummer, in my opinion. Not necessarily for the reason some of you may think. If you know me, you know what I'm going to say. I very much believe Raheem Morris should be a head coach. It's not that I don't want him on the Rams because I think he's a top 10 defensive coordinator. But it's to the point where, all right, this guy hasn't gotten a shot in 10 years? Not 10 years, but it's been a while, right? It's been a while. And he deserves a second shot. His second season, he had 10 wins with that Tampa Bay team. I don't know what more he has to do at this point. But at the very least, it's good that he's back because the Rams need a guy like that. again, top 10 defensive coordinator, keeps that defensive coaching staff stable. He can go out and get some guys if he wants to, but the Colts dragged this thing on so long to the point where I had to make a meme about it. They are going to be hiring Shane Steichen or Steichen, however you say his name, from the Eagles. So that's something there. But, the Colts took forever to make this decision, and it really put the Rams in a bad spot. The Rams, they looked at Ejiro Evero as the guy that was going to take over if Morris did get hired. And so when Ejiro Evero went off the board, and then Steve Wilks went off the board, and then Brian Flores and so forth, left the Rams with not too many options. And while their number one option is still available if he doesn't get hired, which this is what ended up happening, it wasn't looking good if he did get hired. I know everyone talks about the 3rd round draft pick and everything, but I mean, let's be honest here, okay? 3rd round draft pick's great and all. Him getting a head coaching job would have been great. I would have loved it for him. But that seriously could have posed a threat to the Rams by not having a defensive coordinator. I mean, if they had to promote from within, you can't just assume he's automatically going to be better than Raheem Morris. There's a lot of stuff that went down. And I mean, I'm just saying, this could have gone really bad for the Rams because of how late in the process, how long it took the Colts to just figure out who the hell was going to be their head coach. So congrats on Shane Steichen or Steichen. I still don't know how to say his name. He definitely deserves the job. It's no knock on him. I just thought that the Colts took their sweet time and put the Rams in a bad spot. And I still continue to say that. So, new season, who dis? Still me. What's up, Ruiz? How's it going, Preston? Sean, wait, I thought that Indianapolis Colts got Morris as a new... No, Shane Steichen is going to be the new head coach. What's up, P-Train? Glad to see no issues. What's up, Steve? All good. Love to see that. The thumbs up. Great. Appreciate Steve. Does anyone know if the Rams start working on their practice facility at the mall they bought? I know they're supposed to be doing that at some point. I don't know the details about that, but I know at some point that's the goal. Let's see. I had Jake withdrawal since he was in Florida. Missed having a video to watch as I lay down at night. Yeah, so I put out as much as I could. I think I put out I want to say 6 videos maybe in total around that. But it wasn't the same. And I knew it wasn't going to be the same, but I did make the effort, brought my backup, one of these things, my backup microphone that has a kind of a different, more, as the viewers put it, an ASMR sound. So that was interesting. But, anyway. What's up, Eddie? How's it going? Yeah, so... we had that, or we have that info. We'll find out soon about the Rams defensive coordinator and what he's going to do. Raheem Morris, what he's going to do with the defensive staff and everything. So that's something to look out for. But yeah, I'll be answering your questions. I'll be talking about the Super Bowl. I'll be talking about whatever's on my mind. We're just going live, having a good time and everything. So let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. All right. I thought that game was outstanding until the final, 5 minutes. Really outstanding. I think it's time to start talking about Jalen Hurts as an elite quarterback. It was not a fluke season. What he was able to do in crunch time was outstanding. And I just don't think he gets enough credit. I knew it was going to be this way. If they lost, it was all going to be about the fumble the next day. And of course, the headlines say, well, Hurts played well, but it all comes down to that fumble or, the fumble, whatever. We all saw the game. I don't have to hash it too much, but I thought Jalen Hurts was outstanding. I thought, Shane Steichen did a great job. They scored 35 points. And, the defense just could not stop a nosebleed. Now, I have a lot of thoughts on this game. So the first thing I'm going to say is that we can sit here all we want and talk about this defense being unable to stop the Chiefs. But the Chiefs were unable to stop the Eagles. And I would say this right now, okay? I think the field had a lot to do with the lack of pass rush, with the lack of coverage. And I mean, I got to tell you, that was not okay. That field was a disaster. Arizona needs to feel embarrassed. If you're the Cardinals, you just hosted the Super Bowl at your stadium. That was embarrassing. There were guys slipping. I mean, you had Harrison Butker, who's about an 87% field goal kicker. I mean, he's really good. One of the best in the league. And you have him slipping on the paint on the turf or whatever, on the grass, and he slips and he misses the field goal. He knocks it off the upright, okay? You have multiple times where a corner was slipping down or whatnot. It was a disaster. So as good as the game was, I do think the NFL stock down on the field conditions, man. They apparently didn't learn their lesson because OBJ tore his ACL with, stepping on that Super Bowl 56 insignia right around, I think, the 30-yard line or whatever. Just really poor, man. Uzama said it on his podcast. CJ Uzama said, he knew that OBJ tore it on there because, basically he was showing his teammates earlier in the game, like, this is a kind of a weird spot where you go over this and it doesn't feel natural. Well, there you go. So, look, last night's field conditions need to be talked about more than the holding call. But, Eddie, to your point, what do I think about the holding call? It's ticky-tack. They didn't call it all game, and they called it then to basically end the game. And, look, my thing, here's my thing, okay? The Chiefs came back and they won the game, and they deserve credit for that. And Mahomes played well. I'm not saying he didn't. But I see a lot of praise on Mahomes and so much more than Hurts. And Mahomes got a defensive touchdown. He had that punt return, almost the first punt return in NFL history to happen in the Super Bowl for a touchdown. He had it at the goal line. Those are basically two scores right there. He needed help, and two of his touchdowns were at the goal line, wide open receivers, right? Didn't even throw for 200 yards. He's the first quarterback in Super Bowl history to not throw for at least 200 yards since I think it was Tom Brady against the Rams, the first Super Bowl. Look, I'm not in the business of hating on Patrick Mahomes. I told everybody this guy was the best quarterback in his respective draft, and no one wanted to believe me. But this is what I will say. Yes, that call was ticky-tack. They should not have thrown the flag. And it kind of, I don't know why this league is so fascinated, obsessed, okay with a controversial ending. I don't get it. I think there's way too much of that, and I really am tired of it. And I understand it gets people talking because at the end of the day, NFL wants people to talk about the sport. They want people to talk about their league. They want people to nonstop talk about it, whether it's bad or good. It's the publicity train, but I had an issue with it. I really did. I get the call. You could say it's a hold, whatever. I don't really understand how you're able to defend anybody in this league anymore. And what I will say is this, okay? When you look at how this game went, there was no pass rush. There was no pass rush. And when you have the field, you have essentially that poor of playing surface, going on. Why do you think there was no pass rush? There was no way to get any traction. That's why you didn't see a pass rush. That pretty much annihilated any chance because the Eagles have a dominant pass rush. We saw that. I mean, I'm not saying it was one-sided because the field was bad for both teams, but man, that was a big thing there. And so, the fumble, the holding call, whatever, but what is a catch, by the way? You know, the throw to Devontae Smith, what is a catch? Who knows? I mean, I don't even know, man. They overturned that. I don't know how you overturn that. That could have been a touchdown instead of a field goal at the end of the half, and it's a completely different game at that point. I mean, I don't know, but, you know, hats off to the Chiefs and their fans. You know, I don't have any hatred towards them. I just felt like we got robbed of a potential awesome, you know, 1 yard short type of scenario where Jalen Hurts gets to try to lead this team. And I think we can all agree, you know, it would have been much better to watch that crazy comeback, you know, and watch that drive to win the Super Bowl or tie it or whatever, than sitting there and being like, we're going to watch this Hail Mary with 5 seconds to go. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Talking about the two teams, the Chiefs will be back. They're looking like a potential dynasty here, especially with Patrick Mahomes. And the Eagles, I mean, they put a lot into this. They have a lot of guys that are going to be free agents. It's going to be tough for them to get back, kind of similar to the Rams. And, you know, I think Jalen Hurts, he's going to be around, but they're going to have to pay him a lot of money. And when they pay him a lot of money, they're not going to have as much money to bring other guys back. So that was my, you know, my initial reaction from the Super Bowl. Then I had my way too early Super Bowl 57 prediction. I told you guys, I kind of feel like the Rams, they absolutely could be in it this upcoming season. Wouldn't be surprised. But I kind of feel like I'm leaning more towards Super Bowl 59, next year Super Bowl 58. I'm leaning more towards Super Bowl 59 in 2025, I would believe. You know, because I think that, you know, the 2024 to 2025 season, I think that's kind of the Rams' year. I feel like they're going to need maybe another year to get back into it. They'll be in the playoffs. They'll be fighting. And I could be absolutely wrong. They could win it all. And I might change this opinion, right? I might change this opinion by the beginning of the season. This is a way too early prediction. But if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, my way too early prediction was the Lions taking on the Bengals in Super Bowl 58. I feel like with the Lions and everything they're building, you know, they have a lot there. You know, I'm excited about their growth. And I think they could have won the Super Bowl this year, if I'm being honest. If they got into the playoffs, they were playing some great football. And I think the Bengals kind of got robbed, if I'm being honest. I thought the Bengals should have been in the Super Bowl. So, you know, say what you will, regardless, you know, the Chiefs won, but I think the Bengals are going to win the AFC next year. I think Joe Burrow is arguably one of the best quarterbacks in all of football. And I like their offensive line. I like their defense. Their offensive line, keep in mind, lost 3 of the 5 starters right before the playoffs, so they weren't really the same team or same offensive line. But I think they'll be back next year. So that's what I have there. All right. So let's see. Whew, I got to take a breather. When I kind of go off on a tangent there, it's not good for my voice. All right. Let's see. You thought the game was boring. I actually didn't see a lot of that. I saw a couple people say it was boring, but I thought a lot of people liked the fireworks and whatnot. It amazed me all the flowers for the losing Super Bowl quarterback this year after the lack of love for Stafford last year. Denny went with a clutch throw 3 times last year. Steve, I'm with you. You know, but I don't think that people are really giving Hurts the credit that he deserves. I mean, I would say, if anything, Mahomes is getting way more credit than Stafford ever got. And then people will say, well, Stafford threw 2 interceptions. I'd be like, all right, well, Stafford's the only quarterback in NFL history to win the Super Bowl, have 3 touchdown passes, and not win Super Bowl MVP. The reason, because, you know, the media doesn't like him for whatever reason. He proved them wrong, and they don't want to admit it. So they gave it to Cooper Kupp. But, I mean, where was Cooper Kupp, you know, in between quarters 2 and 3? You know, I mean, he didn't do a whole lot in between those. The fourth quarter he came on, but, you know, Stafford had to keep him in that game. And, I mean, that's, you know, and if it's not Stafford, then you could have argued it was Donald. You could have argued it was Von Miller. I don't know. Yeah, that's true. What up, Jake? Holding call aside, I think the fumble for the touchdown and the big punt return, the Eagles pass rush who couldn't get one sack cost the Eagles more, just in my opinion. I mean, absolutely. One issue I have, though, when, people say, well, you just can't let you can't let it get close enough for the refs to beat you. To me, that's hogwash, because it's the Super Bowl. You're playing arguably the best or the second best team in the league at that point. So what do you mean? I'm supposed to blow them out and it's my fault if I don't blow them out and the ref blows the game? I never really liked that. Not saying that that's what you're saying, but I never liked that thing. I don't know. People have said that to me and I don't agree with it. I think the refs need to do a better job, and I did not think... I gotta say, I really did not think Carl Sheffers or whatever, I did not think he was up for the bill. I don't know how he even was able to ref his third Super Bowl. I think he's one of the worst referees in the league. And his penalties show that, how much he throws. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good Super Bowl, though. Let's be honest here. Yeah, I heard about that. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Kansas City warned the league about this week 1. They complained about this week 1, and we still went ahead and went along with this anyway. Not really sure what to make of the Arizona Cardinals organization, but that was pathetic. I did not. Am I the only one who doesn't like Travis Kelce? He is loud and a bit childish. Sounds like he was trying to cut a wrestling promo. He always does sound like he's trying to cut a wrestling promo. I said yesterday, I was like, this guy belongs in the WWE. Yeah, I don't know. I think Travis Kelce's one of those guys where if he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team, he kind of comes off as like a jerk. But for me, I don't really have an opinion of him. He's won me a lot of money, so I can't really complain. That's what I would say about Travis Kelce. All the money the NFL has, how in the world does the field end up wet and slot? No idea. No idea. It was unacceptable. It was really bad. Way too much time to let that happen. Yep, Raheem Morris will be back. Jake, what did you make of Jason McIntyre's comments today about Stafford? The guy just been pushing the Jets narrative for a while, delusional. Look, I cover the Jets on this channel. I don't think, and I haven't heard anything from people that I, respect and trust. I have not heard anything of the sort that the Jets are going after Stafford. I don't think there's any fire there. I don't think there's any smoke there. I think Stafford wants to remain with the Rams and retire as a Ram, or, maybe down the line sign a one-day contract with the Lions. But regardless, he wants this to be his last team. That's why he signed a 5-year deal. He's not trying to get traded, and he'd have a problem with that. I think the Rams fans would have a problem with trading him. But with the Jets, they're looking at guys like Derek Carr, who just got released. They're looking at guys like Aaron Rodgers, who might be available, potentially Lamar Jackson. Matthew Stafford is not on their radar, not right now, and I don't expect it to change. So I think, I don't mean to throw shade at guys in the industry, but I can't remember any time Jason McIntyre has been right about anything. I'm just saying, people say how great his NBA takes are. I really don't like anything he has to say. I'm sure he's a nice guy. But I just never really agree with anything he says. I've never noticed him ever be right about anything. So I don't know. I think Colin has had better co-hosts in the past on The Herd. He's had a lot of really good co-hosts. He's probably my least favorite, if I'm going to be real here. Guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't already. Really does help out the channel. No idea again. I keep getting the error from YouTube. It's probably going to be pretty bad. Hopefully this quality on the playback isn't as bad, but we'll see. If it is, and you're watching this and after the fact and the quality's bad, just know YouTube kind of is penalizing me because I don't know. I have a weird aspect ratio. That's what he keeps saying. I've never had this issue before, but whatever. We'll just make the most of it. KC's last 2 touchdowns came on blown man coverage. The corners followed initial motion, didn't cut back in time. Maybe Raheem Morris's zones aren't so bad after all. Yeah, Absolutely. You know, it's funny, Craig, how, you know, you say that, right? And everyone's like, well, Raheem needs to play press coverage. Raheem needs to play man. Well, what happens when you play man, when you have these, you know, these corners? I mean, those are veteran corners there. You talk about James Bradbury. He's been around a while. You know, guys like Darius Slay, guys like, you know, the other guy I'm thinking of, the 5th round pick. He's been around for a while. Can't even remember his name. But, you know, guys like that, you know, are veteran corners, and they're still getting beat like that. So, yeah, I mean, man is always to a degree, it's always a risk. You know, and so is zone. But the thing about zone is, you know, you're able to keep everybody in their zones and everything. The pass rush can get there and whatnot. I think the Eagles were put in a position where I don't even think they could have played zone, because the pass rusher wasn't getting there, because, I mean, honestly, the field conditions were terrible. You can say the Chiefs' offensive line was great all you want, and they were pretty good. They were really good. But, I mean, if you don't think the field had anything to do with it and didn't play a role into the lack of pass rush on both sides, I don't know what to tell you. Raheem Morris is coming back to the Rams. I'm not thrilled with that. His defense plays too soft man-to-man. Well, his defense doesn't play man-to-man. They're more of a soft shell cover 3 zone. You know, it's the Staley scheme, you know, and that's what, you know, Fangio, that style, not the Tampa 2 that he played back in Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with Raheem coming back. They were really left with no other choice. I'm just really bummed for him that he doesn't get the head coaching job. The overturned catch of the right sideline was a joke. Absolutely horrible. What's funny to me is when all the Rams, well, it's funny when the Rams went all in and won the Super Bowl, the Rams were supposed to win. But all these teams that went all in, didn't win, won't get the hate from the media. That's true. That is true. Trade him and get Lamar. Trade who and get Lamar? Who is that you're talking about? Stafford? All right, here's my thoughts on Lamar Jackson. Love the guy. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. But Lamar Jackson has injury problems, okay? He is prone to injury, okay? I've kind of held this back for a while. Like, no, he's not, whatever. Yeah, he is. He's awfully prone to injury, and it's a problem, man. It's a real problem. So, you know, it's worth mentioning, but yeah, I definitely would not trade him. I would not trade Stafford away like he's nothing. Definitely wouldn't do that. I know I'm hating, but Vaughn jumping shift to Buffalo did him no good. They didn't get there. He ended up injured anyway. I mean, yeah, you're kind of hating, but I get your point. I like Greg Olsen in the booth too. Not a fan of the way the Fox is handling it, making Tom Brady the automatic number 1 guy. I get it. Brady's popular. Brady brings fans, all that. Still just kind of rubs me the wrong way. What's up, youngin? Isaac, how we doing? Vaughn said best, hit them at 2. They fall for 8 or take it to the house. We need some DBs that can tackle. Stafford, big time. Raheem didn't get the job because they didn't make the playoffs. Hate to say it, but Travis Kelce, a beast. He's great. I mean, he really is. It will be nice to have all the D players back for Raheem so he doesn't have to take so much heat that D took us all the way to the championship. Yeah, I know. I think it's quick for everyone to forget. By the way, I am having a Corona premiere here, so fair warning. I don't know if this makes my you know, the like what is it like if they show alcohol on TV, it automatically makes it like TV 14, like kids can't watch it, or I don't even know. There's some weird thing about it. People get weird about alcohol for sure. Get rid of Robinson and get Donald some help. Allen Robinson or Ashawn Robinson? Chat about Dorian, Trevor, Thompson, Robinson. All right, so let's talk. I have not done enough work on the draft in general. So I can't answer too many draft questions, but I've done a decent amount so far. Let's see here. I've done a decent amount so far on the quarterbacks. And if you guys have any questions on the quarterbacks this year in the NFL draft, I can answer them for the most part. So this is the time. Drop a question. Happy to answer about the quarterbacks in the NFL draft. I have to get it back up. I have to get to the point where I know this draft well. But I've scouted 13 quarterbacks. I've put out 12 quarterback draft YouTube shorts. They're also on Instagram and Twitter, what have you. I have done all that, but yeah. So if anyone has any questions about the quarterbacks, let me know. I know you're asking me about Dorian, Trevor, Thompson, Robinson, DTTR, I guess is what we're saying. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. Yeah. So Dorian Thompson Robinson, when I watched him on tape, very mobile quarterback. I think he's going to get drafted. I don't know where he's going to get drafted. I have him as a late, day 3 type of quarterback. But I think he'll get drafted. I think he's coachable, because when I was going through, I was really impressed with his stats. He improved every year, and the tape shows that. I watched a game from 2020, watched a game from 2021, 2022, so forth. So, I think he's gotten better each year. Chip Kelly and him have a really good, they have really good chemistry. And I mean, man, I think DTR is definitely a fascinating prospect. Sub-package juice there. I think he's a guy that'll be a backup probably for his career, but he's got tools where you can mold him into something. That's what I would say. Which quarterback would the Rams be most likely to draft? This one's interesting. Really good question. I actually kind of lean towards Jake Haener. If you guys didn't see Jake Haener, I think he won Most Outstanding Player, or MVP, or whatever they call it, for the Senior Bowl. Jake Haener, Fresno State. I think the guy on film was really impressive to me. He was a lot better than I expected. I didn't brush him off, but I wasn't expecting him to be as good as he was. He's a guy that, he can work on the run. He can, throw deep down the field. He's got good pocket mobility, good presence. I think at the end of the day, he's just one of the most balanced quarterbacks, if not the most balanced in the draft. And he won a lot of good, big games, played through pain, played through injury. I like Jake Haener. I think if you're looking for anybody, if you're looking for anybody for the Rams, I think Jake Haener is probably the most likely out of that whole group. I could see Tyson Bagent out of Shepherd, 5th, 6th round or whatever. But I don't know. I think Haener makes a lot of sense. I like Jaron Hall out of BYU. Aiden O'Connell, he's fascinating, that arm. But if you're looking for more of an improviser, or a guy that's more balanced or whatnot, can do a little bit of everything, Jake Haener, and then I would say probably Jaron Hall and Clayton Tune are probably the most likely. DTR is certainly possible, but they wouldn't get him until later on in day 3 if they did. All right, let's see here. When am I doing a draft show? Not right now, but definitely down the line. Right now, I only have quarterbacks scouted. I'm going through quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line, defensive line, edge, linebacker, corner, and safety, in that order. And then I will do a draft show. I'll do multiple draft shows. I'll have the guests on. We'll have Alexis and I are interviewing our first draft prospect this week. Let's see. Yep, this week. So that'll be fun. Then the draft interviews kind of ramp up next week. We're doing a lot of draft interviews. I think we got about 6 next week. So going to have draft prospect interviews. They'll all be on this channel as well as her channel. And we're going to get the DTR channel going as well. We're also starting our own NFL show. So that's something there. And yeah, so we got stuff planned for sure. Gonna have, a Rams mock draft. I always do. I think like 3 or 4 of them. Love when I lose my voice like that. But I think we're gonna do like 3 or 4 Rams mock drafts. So that'll be fun. And then, yeah, I mean, just all sorts of stuff. Free agency starts March? Like a month from now. When does NFL free agency start? So NFL free agency kicks off March 15th. So that's when NFL free agency starts. Let's see. The legal tampering period. When does that kick off? March 13th. Yep. So we are exactly a month away from the legal tampering period of the NFL free agency. Sadly, I don't have anybody in mind, Shane, because, I have no idea what they're going to do with their cap. So I've kind of just been like, you know what, we'll figure it out once we have an idea of what they're going to do, what moves they're going to make. Right now, I don't have any idea what they're going to do with their cap. I think they'll restructure some guys. They might cut, they might trade. But until I see some sort of movement, I can't really predict anything. I would like to see them go out and get Jamel Dean, get a really nice other number 1 corner next to Jalen Ramsey, really good tackling corner. I'd like to see them address safety. They talk about guys like Julian Love and Jesse Bates III. Those would be nice options. I'd like to see them do something in the secondary. Offensive line, look, the 49ers are going to have a couple of their offensive linemen, actually a few of their offensive linemen will be free agents. I've heard it before. My friend Michael King brings it up. I think Daniel Brunskill would be interesting to bring in. Mike McGlinchey might be interesting to bring in. Just looking at the offensive line, there's not a lot, but, maybe Taylor Lewan, like we talked about before, just to name a few. Do you think the Rams will mess up the draft again this year like they did last year when they had a chance to select Creed Humphrey and didn't? And now a top center from Minnesota is available. I don't think they really messed up the draft. I mean, it's so early on. It's hard to say. Obviously, Creed Humphrey's great, but we don't know what Atwell's going to be. And the draft is more than just one pick, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing they go after the Minnesota guy. I also haven't watched any film on the offensive line. I know who he is, but I haven't watched much on him. Just started with the quarterbacks and about to finish with the quarterbacks, moving on to the running backs and then so forth. But yeah, I can't really say too much on him. Everyone loves him though, so. You could. I mean, certainly possible. You think we're going to keep Allen? I don't think so. I really don't see it, but I like him, and I think if he gets another shot, I think he would really benefit from that. I'm not expecting Baker to be back. If he's back, great. I'm not expecting it. I think there are too many teams that need a quarterback. I think he might be able to get I think he might be able to start for the Bucs next year, but we'll see. Nothing really out there. I mean, the Jets, I think, have shown some interest. The Raiders, I thought, showed some interest. And I think Tampa, I was told, has shown some interest. But they can't really act on it. It's just more so like leaking stuff, right? But we don't know for sure. They could just all be like smokescreen and whatnot. Move Lance McCutcheon to tight end. I mean, maybe. I don't think he's big enough for it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if Lance McCutcheon is going to play at all next year. This was his opportunity, and he barely played. Next year, they're going to have more, at receiver, whether that's Brandon Cooks, OBJ's back, what have you. But yeah, I think Lance McCutcheon is going to be a guy that they keep around because of special teams, maybe. But yeah, I'm not expecting him to have a significant role in the offense. He's fun to watch, though, when he gets a chance. What if the Browns release JJ3? Would you take him? Oh, absolutely. I would take JJ3 in a heartbeat. I think that'd be the best case scenario because we know he works with the defense. We know it. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Get rid of Robinson, get Aaron Donald, get some help, and get Odell back. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly possible. What's up, Alex? I don't at the moment. I wouldn't mind him back, though. I don't know if they're going to draft a wide receiver. I could see it. I don't know if they'll draft one or when. I didn't really see much of Charlie Jones except for, when Aiden O'Connell was throwing to him. I mean, I don't know. He didn't really stand out to me on tape. It was more, the guy that stood out to me on tape when I was watching all sorts of quarterbacks was Jalen Hyatt, I think his name, or Wyatt. I think it's Jalen Hyatt. Dude just looked unbelievable. I think he's going to be a second round pick at the very least. I haven't dove into him, but from what I could tell, he looked really good. Let's see. Couldn't tell you, Alex. I just joined as well, but good to see you. Yeah, I mean, Alex, what'd you miss? We talked about Raheem Morris coming back, and we talked about my Super Bowl thoughts, and that was pretty much it. Bring back Robert Woods and OBJ, cut trade A-Rob, certainly possible. McGlinchey is the weakest in the Niners free agent lineman. That's what I've heard. OBJ costs too much. We need to give A-Rob a chance. A-Rob costs a lot, though. That's the thing. Grab Spencer Petras. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure I'll probably find out. We should try to pick up the Viking center. He has potential and is an upgrade over Brian Allen. Is he a free agent? I'm not really sure. Off the top of my head, I don't know if he's a free agent or not. Aaron Donald, the like button. Yes, please. Yes, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Really does help out the channel. And let's see. What is going on? Very much looking forward to next season. We just kicked it off, so draft a cornerback, switch Ramsey to safety. I think that'd be a waste. I think he's very talented, and I think he can still play corner at the highest level in the game. He's still the best corner in my opinion. I don't think you move a guy like that to safety. I would have to imagine so. You talk about getting a guy like Logan Bruss. He's going to get an opportunity with a brand new offensive line coach. This guy was not with the Rams at any point, doesn't have any biases, doesn't have any preconceived notions. This is going to be a clean slate. So Bruss is the guy they just drafted last year. They're not going to be out on him. He might get a chance to really, he might really get a chance to win this job. And now you look at Bruss. You look at Jacoby Durant, who I think is going to turn into a star. Even Darion Kendrick to a degree, getting all that playing time. Maybe they're able to develop something with him. You look at Daniel Hardy. He got his feet wet. So, we'll see with him. So there are definitely some guys where you're like, all right, they could make something out of them. Quentin Lake is another one that I'm really excited about. Russ Yeast. So, and then Kyron Williams. I mean, when you look at the draft, I definitely think they can take a step forward this upcoming season for sure. Let's see. You think we could pick up Kareem Hunt? I don't see it. Let's see. Wide receiver is the least of our needs. Let's see. I'm so tired of Niner fans saying the Eagles had an easy schedule. In reality, I'm pretty sure the Niners had an absolutely soft schedule. I'm pretty sure they played mostly. So the Niners had the easiest schedule in the NFL, I think. Pretty sure it was the Niners. We have Cup, VJ, A-Rob, Sco, Tutu, and Lance. I don't think Lance is going to be a part of that, is what I'm saying. He might make the roster, but he's not going to be a part of that. I think so. You don't trade Van Jefferson on a rookie deal. That rookie deal is one of the best values right now that they could have. When you look at a team with cap issues and then all of a sudden you have a wide receiver you're paying not even like $3 million a year for, who's playing at what, an 800-yard a year clip, maybe gets to 1,000 this year. I mean, that's not a guy I'm dying to trade. They're not going to trade him. No word on the special team coach. I will say assistant special team coach, can't even talk. Assistant special teams coach, Jeremy Springer, actually, he had followed me recently. So I don't know. Should be interesting. I mean, I think he should be the special teams coordinator. We'll see, but he was the assistant, and I haven't heard anything against him not being the assistant, not being the special teams coordinator. So we'll see about that. But hopefully he gets that job. He's earned it. I wonder who McVay is eyeing to replace Cooley as secondary coach. So McVay, and that's a great question. McVay actually isn't eyeing anybody. It's all up to Raheem. So that was why the Colts were screwing the Rams so much, is that Raheem Morris is going to build this defensive coaching staff. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Absolutely. What's up, Nolan? I agree. There's not a single dominant team in the NFC. There's just not. And, I got to tell you, when I look at the Super Bowl and I go through the league, like, who is going to actually go to the Super Bowl to represent the NFC? Who is it? Realistically, like when you think of guys like, I mean, that's my thing is, like if you took the NFC, who is going to be in the Super Bowl next year? Are the Eagles going to repeat? I mean, they're going to lose a lot of guys in free agency. Then you look at the NFC West, okay? Seattle, that was fun and all, but they're not a great team. They shouldn't have been in the playoffs, and they're not winning a Super Bowl, okay? Geno Smith, great story, not winning a Super Bowl. What about the Rams? Do they come back? I'm sure they're still in it. I mean, if they get healthy, for sure. You look at the 49ers. They're certainly in the mix, right? So then you look at the Dallas Cowboys. Are you winning a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott? I don't know. But, I mean, I guess you can keep them in the mix. You can keep the Eagles in the mix and maybe even the Giants. I'm not saying you win a Super Bowl with Daniel Jones, but, I'm just saying I they were able to do some things with not a lot of talent on that roster. So then you look, okay, what else in the NFC? The Falcons, I don't know about that. Tampa without Brady, I don't think they're that great even, with Brady this year. The Panthers, really interesting. You got Reich. You got them going out and getting Evero. You got a good defense headlined by Brian Burns. You have an offense with weapons, but you don't have a quarterback. That's an issue. You got an offensive line, though, so we'll see what ends up happening there. Then you look at the Saints. Are they going to get Derek Carr? They're certainly in play. And then in the North, You got the Lions, you got the Packers, you got the Vikings and the Bears. I don't think the Bears are in contention. They're not going to go from worst to first. I don't see the Packers because if it's not Aaron Rodgers, I don't believe that Jordan Love is going to take that big of a step and bring them to the Super Bowl. So the Vikings are certainly in the mix. They got rid of Ed Donatel, their defensive coordinator. They went out and got Brian Flores. They're certainly in the mix there. And then I would also 100% argue, and this is my team as of right now to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this upcoming season, the Detroit Lions. I love what they're doing. They could have won the Super Bowl had they made the playoffs, not been screwed. We all know what happened there. They're one of the hottest teams at the end of the year. So we'll see. But to your point, there's not a single dominant team in the NFC. It is wide open, and there's not a lot of teams in general that are really in it. So I think it's certainly possible, from your perspective, it's certainly possible for the Rams to go back to the Super Bowl in 2023 to 2024 season. And no one should be surprised if they do. So let's see here. Yeah, big time. Who do we replace Rapp with? Is there a promising safety in the draft? Rapp was already replaced, in my opinion. They drafted two guys in this past draft in Lake and Russ East. They have Jordan Fuller. Go out and get another safety. I think they'll be fine. Nick Scott could come back as well. A trade. The problem is in the NFL is offensive line is such a premium position. Like you don't see trades very often. So I mean, there's not really anybody you're going to be able to get via trade. That's the thing. Maybe a sign-in trade, but I have no idea who you could get in a trade in the offseason. Trade deadline probably isn't even going to happen. So offseason, I don't know. I agree an improved O-line, D-line will change the team around and give holes for the running backs and more time for Stafford and the wide receiver to get open. D-line will help out AD and the secondary. Agree. Thanks for your great chats, Jake. Appreciate you, Joe. That's interesting. Keep Jeff specifically. I can't even talk. Keep Jeff, especially after that Raiders winning catch. The 49ers, just glad the 49ers didn't go to the Super Bowl, even though I despise the 49ers, Rams versus Lions. I'd say bring in a smart, fast safety because Ramsey already lays the boom, but sometimes gets burnt. I agree with that. You want to give him help over the top, I would say. Coach Raw, if you're lurking on the stream, Christian Parker in Denver. Dallas will never win with Dak. Yeah, I don't really think so either. Jake, have you talked about the nonsense today of Stafford possibly getting traded? I did. I certainly did. So happy the Niners didn't go to Super Bowl, so I thought I was an Eagle fan for the day. Yeah, I feel that. Vikings will not win with their quarterback. I kind of don't see it either. They would really need a good... They'd really need a good game script, I would say. I love Rodgers. I just want to see what he could do with an organization willing to go all out and surround him with pieces. He should go to the Jets. What do you think about trying to acquire Evan Ingram, Jamel Dean, or Saquon? 2 out of the 3 don't seem likely. The Jaguars definitely want to bring back Evan Ingram. But Jamel Dean is certainly somebody that I would love. I don't know how realistic he is either, but I think he's probably the most realistic out of those 3, I would say. What's up, Paul? I'm doing well. How you doing? If anything, this Super Bowl showed us, besides quarterback play, the O-line was what won the game. So that probably should be our number 1 priority. That's kind of the way it was the entire playoffs. That and not turning the ball over. Greg Gaines, the like button. Yes, please. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Also, be sure to check out my sponsor, one of my sponsors, Mint Mobile. If you guys need a phone plan, go check out Mint Mobile right now. Link is in the description. That's all I'll say about that. Got to go get a veteran center. Could Corbett come back? No, Corbett signed to a long-term deal, so no. There are too many fake headlines nowadays. Stafford will never get traded. Will not be traded. Yeah, I don't think he'll be traded either. I didn't like the call. I don't know. I really feel like the officiating has gotten to another level where they just control the ending of games, and it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, I was saying before you got on here, Nolan, I've never once seen anything Jason McIntyre said actually be right. So that's what I'll say about that. Forbes better. Rams currently at 14th best odds to win the Super Bowl next season. Yikes. Yeah, I don't worry too much about the odds. That's actually pretty good odds for a team that just went 5-12 if you think about it. Do you think Lamar Jackson will be playing for a different team next season? I don't know about that. We'll see. It's certainly possible, but I don't know if I'm willing to put my name next to that. I'm not that confident that that's something that will happen. I'm pretty confident something that could happen, but not necessarily next year. I could see maybe a year after or so forth. But I'd be a little shocked if it happened, like this year. You know what I mean? I'm Lamar Jackson not being on the Ravens would be just weird for me. That's just kind of my thought. So, let's see. I don't know. I don't think Ramsey will get traded, but if he does, then I won't be very happy. We'll just say that. I won't be very happy if that happens. If that happens, I will not be happy. Man. Do I think Logan Bruss will be a good starter? Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he could. I definitely think Logan Bruss could be a good starter. But he's got to develop. And he's got to be able to come back from this injury, I mean, the media does not go after the Niners, and I don't know why, but Cliff Kingsbury did not get the OC job for the Texans, though. Will McVay be able to evolve his play calling, run more effectively 2 tight end sets, plus develop a tougher team? The Rams seem a bit soft, definitely not as physical as teams like Niners and Eagles. Yeah, I don't know. For me, my hope is that Mike LaFleur goes a long way. Having him makes them more of a run-first team. But, I mean, I could see anything happening, to be honest with you. So, I know. Oh, my God. Yeah, he's milking it. I'm very excited for Jacoby Durant. I could see Rodgers ending up with the Jets. I could see him ending up in New Orleans. I could see him ending up. I don't think the Packers want to trade him to an NFC team. So the Titans are an option. The Jets are an option. The Colts are an option. I think the Raiders are certainly an option. Those are probably the teams that are there's a chance there. Maybe the New England Patriots. I don't know. I could definitely see him retiring too, but something tells me that he's going to want to not go out the same year Brady does and probably wants to keep playing. So we'll see. But I mean, I'd probably say Jets, Raiders, Titans, and I forgot the other one. Jets, Raiders, Titans. There was another one that I mentioned. Colts. There we go. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Seems a bit high for a tight end, but it depends on who it is. I mean, if Michael Mayer fell to 36 based on what I've watched, he might be worth that. He might be able to transform this offense. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but Nick Caley having experience at coaching fullbacks, I wonder if they incorporate that in the offense more, look at tight end fullback type player. Yeah, maybe. That's interesting for sure. Jake, I noticed that a lot of people in the media always want superstars talent out of LA. I noticed that the Dodgers, Rams, Lakers, Clippers, Kings, Chargers just saying. Yeah, that's also true. I know, right? I'm prepared for it. I am prepared for that to happen. I am. Yeah, I don't think he's going to join the Rams because the offensive coordinator spot's already taken. I think he'll probably sit out coaching this year. That was kind of the rumor. But, yeah. Oh, man. That is that. Rams DB room is stacked. I honestly think we should consider maybe drafting a high production tight end. It feels weird to draft a tight end that early, but I mean, like I said, you go best available. Yeah, right. He did. Yeah. Yeah, he did. They're not really looking at anybody right now that I know of, because I mean that information won't be out. That gets leaked normally by agents or players or whatnot as I continue to lose my voice. But yeah, no word on that. We'll start hearing more and more as it progresses, but nothing yet. You know. Gotta be committed to run the ball, control the clock, not turn the ball over. I mean, those are the things you need to do. Stop the Niners and beat the Niners. Starts with that. They were in both games at one point. I know it turned into a blowout the second one, but the first one, I mean, you know. Yeah, very much so. I don't think the Rams want to make that trade. I think that was a suggested trade. I think that was the one by PFF. Depends on the horror film. We've seen, man, these horror films are starting to really pick up steam with those budgets. We have seen that. It's a pretty great team. I agree with that. We have not really seen an offense from McVay on the level of the greatest show on turf. As great as Sean McVay's offenses have looked in the past, you know, we just haven't seen it. Simply put, you know. Man, this Texas game is gnarly. If you guys aren't following college basketball, just remember that the Big 12 is by far the best conference in all of college basketball. They are the SEC of college basketball. I would argue they're better because the SEC is top heavy. The Big 12, every team in the Big 12, I believe, is 500 or better. All right, I think we're good. I hate sneezing. If I haven't said that already, despise it. But the only thing I hate more than sneezing is sneezing on the air. That's incredibly frustrating. I don't even know. God, I hate sneezing. It just makes me angry. Yeah, Texas Tech is 2-10 in the Big 12, and they're 13-12. Jayhawks. They're 8-4 in the conference right now. They've looked really, really good at times and have struggled at other times, but they're 20-5, and I think they're just as much of a threat as anybody to win the title. They're 5th in the country. I don't know. I'm very, very high on Kansas. They went through a bad stretch, but I think they're back on their path. And the win the other night against Oklahoma was huge. To go into Norman and win 78-55 on the road, I mean, that's not an easy task, but they did it. Oh, yeah, it's certainly could. It's still annoying. It's annoying. Yeah, I couldn't really get into a running back convo yet, but I'll get there. We're close. I'm just about done with the quarterbacks, but I'm deciding whether to take a break tonight or just cram it. Because what I could do is I could, basically finish out my quarterback grading. I got what? So I've scouted 13 so far. And it's really up to me how many quarterbacks I want to scout, because I have 13. Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud. This is also in order, by the way. CJ Stroud, Hendon Hooker, Jaron Hall, Will Levis, Jake Haener, Aiden O'Connell, Clayton Tune, Tanner McKee, Max Duggan, Dorian Thompson Robinson, Tyson Bagent. Those are the 13 that I've done in that order. So next up, do I want to cut it at 15? Do I want to only add 2 more quarterbacks? I still got a Stetson Bennett will be a part of that. So, that's somebody that I definitely am going to watch. But, the guys that are left, I mean, I watched Thompson Robinson today. It's really between Stetson Bennett, Lindsey Scott Jr. from Incarnate Word, Malik Cunningham from Louisville, Tim DeMorit from Fordham, Sean Clifford from Penn State, Holton Ahlers from East Carolina, Tanner Morgan from Minnesota, Adrian Martinez from Kansas State, Chase Bryce from Appalachian State, and Todd Centeo from James Madison. So I don't know where to stop it. I don't really want to do what I normally do and just scout every quarterback that I can think of. I'm trying to kind of cut down on the time and try to avoid burnout. So I'm thinking I might do 2 more quarterbacks, and if that's the case, probably Stetson Bennett and I don't know, maybe Tanner Morgan or Malik Cunningham. But it's tough. I mean, I hate saying openly, hey, yeah, I'm probably not going to watch so-and-so because I ran out of time. But that's just the way it is. You can't watch every quarterback coming out in the draft. It's just not possible. So, yeah. I think last year I scouted 15, so this year I'll probably scout 15. If you guys want to drop in the comments section, pick 2. Ready? So pick 2 of these guys. I'm going to list them. Pick 2 of Cunningham, Stetson, DeMorat, Scott Clifford. Would be nice if I could type. That'd be great. Don't answer that yet. All right, so pick 2 of that. Should do a live when you are done scout prospects and have viewers send in their mocks and you review them. Oh, yeah, I'd be game for that. That'll be fun. We'll do that. Pick 2, guys. I think Bennett's a lock. I mean, he's going to be a draftable prospect. I gotta scout him. Although, is he coming out? Like, is he going to be in the NFL draft, or is he done with football? Okay, so it looks like he's going to compete at the combine. Yeah. Okay. Personally, the public intoxication thing kind of takes him completely off my interest level. I have no interest in drafting him. I got Bennett and Demorat. Bennett. All right, so Bennett I've locked up. So he will be the next quarterback I watch. I got 2 for Demorat. 3 for Demorat. I mean, now I just have to find tape on Demorat from Fordham. Cameron Ward went back to school. Otherwise, I would be all for the Rams drafting Cameron Ward. You guys want to know who the Desmond Ridder of this draft was? It was Cameron Ward. He goes back to school. I think he's a stud. Okay, I'm just going to say it right now. He came from Incarnate Word. I watched a ton of film on him. Really like his game. He transfers from Incarnate Word to play, and he goes over to Washington State. He put on a hell of a bunch of tape there. Really like Cam Ward, and he's somebody to look out for next year in the draft. I don't know too much, but I do like Darnell Washington to a degree. What's up, Matthew? Thank you so much for donating. As always, really appreciate it. And man, does it help, especially during the dead period of the off season when football is no longer in session. But yeah, I'm with you. And honestly, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I definitely was pulling for the Eagles. I don't hate the Chiefs, but I was pulling for the Eagles for sure. I really like Jalen Hurts. I just love the adversity he's faced and, just how he's responded and all that. But yeah, Robert Quinn. I mean, I love Quinn, so. Let's see. I'm intrigued with Max Duggan and Jaron Hall. Yeah, Duggan to me feels like Taysom Hill. I only have 2 comparisons in this draft. I have Max Duggan, Taysom Hill, and I have Dorian Thompson, Robinson, Josh Johnson. Now, before you guys that are DTR fans throw a fit, saying that DTR is like Josh Johnson doesn't mean he'll end up Josh Johnson. But even if he does, that means he's going to be in the league for a long time, folks. That's a good thing. He's probably not ever going to be a starter, but if that guy's around the league for 10 years, that's a win, So definitely not a knock on him. And we need to always remember that. Not all of these guys can start, and they won't start. Not all of them. So think about this. When you see replacement level player, it's not a knock on their talent. They're going to be in the NFL. That's what that means. So if I have, your favorite quarterback prospect, I have him as a mid day 3 guy. That means I have him getting drafted. It's not a bad thing, Yeah, I see what you're saying to a degree for sure. Oh man. I honestly couldn't tell you because I only know about the quarterbacks. I'm going, each position. So, I think he'll be long gone. Hendon Hooker's my 4th overall quarterback in this draft. I think he's a stud. Yeah. Hooker in the horns. Yeah, I mean, look, I think when you look at Hendon Hooker, he's a very balanced quarterback. He can help you with his legs, but he can also throw the deep ball. He's got, good zip on his ball. He's got good pocket presence. I mean, he tore his ACL. He's older for sure. But man, when you watch the tape, he's just got so many consistent highs and not really a ton of lows. Makes good decisions, really never felt bailed out at any point. I don't know, but that's interesting. I mean, they're not the same player at all, but that's interesting. Both of those guys will be back next year. But yeah, if you're talking about next year, Allie Evans, then yeah, I think they're both guys to look out for. More so Drake May. Next year it's probably going to be Caleb Williams and Drake May in all likelihood. I think they're contenders for sure. I mean, they'll be healthy again, and they'll fix this thing, and I think they'll not so sure about it, but I would not be opposed. I like Baker. I could see that. I think they need to keep their 2024 first round pick. I think it'd be a mistake to trade it. Who knows? I mean, they've created this ridiculous logjam at wide receiver. It's just unbelievable. It's a joke that Torrey Holt didn't make it. An absolute joke. I can't believe it. I didn't do a video on it because probably I was too mad, but yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. All right, so this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to start a poll. First off, let's do this. So let's do that first poll. Then I have an actual poll. I'm going to ask you something. This is just to get people in the mindset of like, okay, if you forgot, this is your reminder. Andrew Luck's not making the Hall of Fame. As much as I like the guy, he's not making the Hall of Fame. It's not happening. Make it happen. Aaron Judge signs with the LA Rams. That'd be funny. He played tight end in high school. He was a 3-sport athlete. No one talks about it, but wow. Yeah. Aaron Judge is one of the craziest athletes I've ever seen. 6'8", playing, what is he, 6'8", 280. So he's like Aaron Donald if he was 6'8". And the dude plays center field last year. Unreal. It wouldn't work. You want to keep a quarterback in rhythm. So, yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to do that. That'd be nice, but Chris Richard, didn't he get promoted? I don't think he could. The fact that sites have him listed as possible first-year candidates blew my mind. Unless they have a category for most screwed over NFL player in the Hall of Fame, he ain't making it. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think Allen. I didn't know about Mac. That's nuts. Oh, really? Did he really? Yeah, I'd be all for grabbing him. I like him. Oh, yeah. The Saints parted ways with Chris Richard. He's available. He was the co-defensive coordinator. Yeah, they did. Nolan, maybe that's the replacement. I think Chris Richard makes a lot of sense. I think that'd be a good pickup. Let's get this thing to 100 likes, and then I'll move on to the next poll. I think he's going to be really good too. Something about him, I get a feeling. They wouldn't cut him. They would probably trade him. That'd be funny. Yeah, I think they win at least one more game with Stafford instead of Goff. Yeah, I'll say that. Agree with that. Awful. That turf was a joke. I could. I could see him gone. I kind of feel like John Wolford's going to be a coach. I don't know if he's going to be like D'Amico Ryans, but I think John Wolford ends up as a coach. And I could see Bobby Wagner. I think didn't Bobby Wagner want to be a head coach or wanted to be a coach in some capacity? What's up, Tim? Oh, I definitely did. Thank you so much. It was very enjoyable. He wants to be a GM. I'm going to ask. I'm gonna ask Jordan right now because I totally forget. Ask Chat GPT. All right. So I just asked Jordan. I don't know why. I normally remember this stuff. I'm normally able to pull stuff like from earlier in the year and be like, yeah, this is that and whatever. But like right now, my mind is just like, I don't know who the hell it was. So I asked Jordan if she gets back to me while we're live, then I'll pass that on. I thought it was Wolford or Wagner. I could be wrong. I could not find an article on it. But I thought it was one of those two that wanted to be a coach. Okay, then maybe that's what it was. That might have been it. It might have just been Bobby Wagner, and it was the GM thing. I thought there was a coach thing. I thought it was Chat GPT. I gotta check this Chat GPT out. Everyone keeps telling me to use it. It's this big deal. It's this AI thing. I mean, I don't know anything about it. Yeah, he's been doing those articles. I know that. All right. OpenAI.com, Chat GPT. Okay. I need it. Are you kidding me? I need my own account? I thought this was just simple. They're going to make it difficult? Oh, okay, cool. I had an OpenAI account. That's cool. Okay. Who is the Rams player currently that wants to be a coach? Sorry, but as an AI language model, I don't have access to current news or events. All right, this thing sucks. Why did you want me to do this? Let's see. I have an idea. Let's just take your comments and put them in here. Keenan Allen to the Rams? Question mark. There were no reports of Keenan Allen being traded to the Los Angeles Rams. However, the NFL landscape could change quickly, so it's possible there have been updates since then. All right, fine. Which Rams player currently wants to be a coach? I don't even know. Ah, yeah. I remember that too. That's a good point. What else should I ask Chat GPT? What are your thoughts on Jake Ellenbogen? I don't have any personal thoughts or opinions. However, I can tell you that Jake Ellenbogen is a football writer and analyst who covers the Los Angeles Rams. He has contributed to various media outlets and has a strong following among Rams fans. His work is generally well regarded in the Rams community as he provides insightful analysis and reporting on the team. Let's go. ChatGPT thinks I made it. That's funny. That is funny. That's kind of weird too. By the way, I didn't just make that up on the fly. I'll literally copy and paste it into the chat. Oh, I can't because it's way too long. Okay, let's do this. Damn it. I give up. How the hell? Wait, he did that? Oh my God. You need to send me that now. I need that injected into my veins. That's hilarious. What are your thoughts on downtown Rams? I don't have any personal thoughts or opinion. However, I can tell you the Downtown Rams is a media outlet that covers the Los Angeles Rams, providing news, analysis, and opinions on the team. The site has a team of writers and contributors who are passionate about the Rams and provide a variety of content for fans, including articles, podcasts, and videos. Overall, the quality of their content and depth of their coverage is generally well regarded among Rams fans. Damn, this Chat GPT is interesting. All right. What are your thoughts on Matthew Stafford? See, is Chat GPT a fan of our quarterback? We'll see what ends up happening. Okay. I can tell you that Matthew Stafford is a talented quarterback who was traded to the Los Angeles Rams in 2021 offseason. He spent the first 12 years of his career with the Detroit Lions, where he established himself as one of the league's most productive passers despite playing on a team with limited success. With the Rams, he is expected to lead a talented offense and help the team compete for a Super Bowl. If he can stay healthy and continue to play at a high level, he could be a significant asset for the Rams. So apparently this thing is not updated. 2021 is the cutoff. So I don't know. NFL rums. Okay. Is Jake Ellenbogen good at what he does? All right, I'm probably taking this too far, but we'll see. Yes, Jake Ellenbogen is generally regarded as a talented football writer and analyst who provides valuable insights and analysis on the Los Angeles Rams. He has a deep understanding of the team and is well connected within the Rams community, which allows him to provide in-depth reporting and analysis. He has a strong following among Rams fans, and his work is generally well regarded for its quality and depth. That's actually really cool. ChatGPT, I am now a fan of you. You've only said good things about me, so... you know. Oh, that'd be good. Maybe. All right. Should I ask about Alexis Kraft? I feel like that's weird, but what are your thoughts on Alexis Kraft? Alexis Kraft is a writer and analyst who covers the NFL and Los Angeles Rams. She has contributed to various media outlets and has a growing following among fans of the team. Her work is generally well regarded for its insightful analysis and reporting. She has established herself as a knowledgeable and dedicated member of the Rams media community. Yeah, I'm digging ChatGPT right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty. I'm. Let's see. Wow, that would be interesting. Does Jake Ellenbogen provide anything else other than Rams content? Yes, Jake Ellenbogen covers other NFL teams and topics in addition to the Los Angeles Rams. While his primary focus is on the Rams, he also provides analysis and commentary on other teams and players around the league. He has contributed to various media outlets, including Forbes, SB Nation, where he has written a range of NFL topics beyond the Rams. Additionally, he hosts a podcast called the Downtown Rams Podcast, which covers the Rams as well as other NFL teams and news. Guys, this AI stuff is weird. Does Jake Ellenbogen provide anything else other than football content? While Jake Ellenbogen is primarily known for his work as a football writer and analyst, he has also covered other sports in the past. For example, he has written about the NBA, including the Los Angeles Lakers, and has provided commentary on other sports topics as well. However, his main focus is on football, and most of his content is related to the NFL and the Los Angeles Rams. I might have to make a video on this damn thing, okay? I might have to make a video. Like... yeah. Let's see. Oh, Jordan got back to me. All right. That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad I asked her. So it was Bobby Wagner with the execs meeting. And she says Wolford is someone she could see McVay bringing over the coaching side someday. So that's cool. What else? I don't know. The Lakers are getting just destroyed, I guess. So that's great. Does Jake Ellenbogen like the MCU? No, that's stupid. Know about the MCU. Can't forget that question mark. As a football writer and analyst, it's unclear whether Jake Ellenbogen has any particular expertise or interest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While he may be a fan of the franchise or have some knowledge about it, it's not a topic that is typically within his area of professional expertise or coverage. Ouch. I mean, I'm not an expert. I don't know. This is really fascinating, though. What else should I ask ChatGPT? I'm curious. Oh, it's certainly a rabbit hole. Let's see. What do you think about Jake Ellenbogen's YouTube channel? Jake Ellenbogen has a YouTube channel called Downtown Rams, where he provides analysis and commentary on the Los Angeles Rams and the NFL. The channel has a dedicated following of fans who appreciate his insight and perspectives on the team, and the channel has grown into popularity in the recent years. Videos on the channel are generally well-produced, informative, engaging, and Jake is known for his ability to break down complex football concepts in an accessible way. Overall, the channel is regarded as a valuable resource for fans of the Rams and the NFL. That's cool. It's not called Downtown Rams, but ChatGPT is pretty cool. That is pretty fascinating. Let me ask, okay, can you write a scouting report on Tyson Bagent? I'm sorry, but as an AI language model, I don't have the access to detailed scouting reports on individual players outside of publicly available information. However, based on my general knowledge of the NFL, I can tell you that Tyson Bagent is a quarterback who played collegiately at Virginia Wise. He was signed by the Los Angeles Rams as an undrafted free agent in 2021, participated in team training camp before being released. At the time of his release, he was considered a developmental prospect with good size and arm strength. He never went to the Los Angeles Rams. What? Okay, let's do this again. Can you write a scouting report on Jalen Hurts? No, let's do like an actual Will Levis. Sure. Here's a scouting report on Will Levis. Will Levis is a quarterback who played collegiately at Penn State before transferring to Kentucky. He has a good size for the position, standing at 6'3", 232. He is physical, an athletic quarterback who can make plays with their arm and his legs. Levis is a capable passer who possesses a strong arm and the ability to push the ball down the field. He has good accuracy on intermediate and deep throws and can deliver the ball with good velocity and touch. He's also a threat to run. showing the ability to make plays with his legs, pick up yardage on design runs, or when plays break down. One area where Levis could improve is his decision making. At times, he can be overly aggressive and take unnecessary risks with the football, leading to turnovers. He also needs to work on his footwork and mechanics, as he can be inconsistent with his throwing motion and release point. Overall, Levis has the tools to be a successful quarterback at the next level, but he needs to refine his skills and improve his decision-making to reach his potential. He has the physical tools and athleticism to be an asset in a variety of offensive schemes, and his versatility as a passer and runner make him an intriguing prospect. Wow. Okay, they just totally wrote the book on Will Levis, man. That wow. All right. Give me a prospect, apparently. Appreciate you, Jordan. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was pretty impressive. Sorry for boring some of you. I'm just really fascinated with Chat GPT. I think I'm more impressed that I was able to read all of that in like one breath, almost one breath. I'm not the best reading out loud type of person, but I thought I read that pretty well. All right, let's do scouting report. Oh, no, I got to ask. So can you do a scouting report on... All right, I'll ask. We'll see. Who will the Rams draft in the 2023 NFL Draft? I don't have the ability to predict future events or outcomes, and I don't have the access to inside information about the Rams of the NFL. The 2023 NFL Draft is still a ways off. A lot can change between now and then, including team needs, player performance, and draft projections. Additionally, draft picks are often determined by... All right, so you're not going to tell me. That was a long way to tell me I have no effing clue. Okay. Can you write a scouting report on Jake Ellenbogen? It's the same thing, I would say, probably. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Write me a script for the NFL. It's writing me an actual film. All right. How about this? Oh, I have an idea. All right. Write me a film script about a horror movie that is like... What the hell is it called? The Truman Show. Oh, Reality Bites. It's not just the show, it's her life. Reality Bites is a chilling horror film that explores the dark side of reality television. The story follows a young woman named Sarah who wakes up one day to find herself trapped in a strange, isolated town with no memory of how she got there. As she tries to unravel the mystery of her captivity, she discovers she is unwitting star of a twisted reality TV show that has been filming her every move since birth. But as she begins to uncover sinister motivations of the show's producers and the twisted I can't even read that, machinations of the townspeople who worship her every move, Sarah realizes that the only way to escape is to confront the true horror of the situation. Characters. Sarah, a young woman who finds herself trapped in a strange, isolated town with no memory of how she got there. She discovers that she is the star of a twisted reality TV show that has been filming her every move since birth. Jack, a rebellious cameraman who sympathizes with Sarah and becomes her ally in her fight for freedom. Producer, the mastermind behind the reality TV show who is obsessed with controlling Sarah's every move and keeping her trapped in town. Townspeople, the residents of the isolated town who worship Sarah and do the bidding of a reality show producers, revealing dark, twisted natures, and the story progresses. Act 1. Sarah wakes up in a strange, isolated town with no memory of how she got there. As she tries to unravel the mystery of her captivity, she realizes that she is the star of a twisted reality TV show that has been filming her every move since birth. With the help of Jack, a rebellious cameraman who sympathizes with her plight, Sarah begins to uncover the sinister motivations of the show's producers and twisted machinations of the townspeople who worship every move. Act 2. As Sarah and Jack continue to investigate, they discover the reality show producers are willing to go to the extreme lengths to keep Sarah trapped in the town under their control. They also encounter the townspeople who reveal their dark and twisted natures as they carry out the producers' bidding. As tensions rise, Sarah and Jack realize they must fight back against their captors if they ever hope to escape. In the final act, Sarah and Jack confront the reality show producers and the townspeople, revealing the true horror of the situation. As they fight for their freedom, they also must confront the fact that their entire lives have been nothing but a show watched by millions and manipulated by the show's producers. The film ends with a shocking twist that leaves the audience questioning the nature of reality and the role of entertainment in our lives. Holy hell. That was wow. Chat GPT, man. We just created our own horror film that I've always talked about. The idea of combining the brilliance of the Truman Show and making it a horror film. Now, obviously, that doesn't really depict horror. We don't really get any details. But that's pretty damn good. I wonder if it could write a movie script about me. I mean, this is just crazy. I don't know, man. I know some people don't care, but I thought this was pretty cool. Anyone else have any chat GPT interest? Anything that I should look up? That's funny. That's just crazy, dude. That's absolutely crazy. I'm sure somebody's created that type of horror film before. Oh, I got one. Come on, tell me you're not intrigued. All right, write me a film script for Spider-Man 4 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Spider-Man: The Sinister Six, of course. Of course it's a Sinister Six film. Oh my God, man. Doctor Octopus, Electro, Sandman, Kraven the Hunter, Mysterio, and Vulture. Miles Morales is also in this movie. That's fascinating. Y'all not slick. The film opens with Peter. Oh, Peter gets back with MJ. That's interesting. Trying to balance his relationship and his life as Spider-Man. Meanwhile, the Sinister Six begins to wreak havoc on the city, and the Spider-Man must stop them before they cause too much damage. Along the way, he meets Miles Morales, a young teenager who is just discovering his powers and becomes his new ally. Act 2. As the battle between Spider-Man and the Sinister Six heats up, the villains begin to outsmart and overpower him at every turn. It becomes clear that they have been working together for some time, and they plan that is far more sinister than just creating chaos in the city. As Peter struggles to come up with a plan to defeat them, he also has to navigate his complicated relationships between Mary Jane and his mentor, Tony Stark. Okay. What? All right. This isn't going to work. Yeah, this... what? Okay, there's like a lot of Tony Stark in here. I don't know. Definitely not slick. All right. Write the film script for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I want to see. Okay, let's see who's in this. Peter Quill, Star-Lord, duh. Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot, Nebula, Adam Warlock, Nova, this is interesting. So Act 1, essentially, they come across this really powerful weapon that the Sovereign want. Act 2, the Sovereign have Adam Warlock go after them. And in the final act, the Guardians race against time to stop the new threat, save the universe, and battle takes them to new and dangerous places as they face their biggest challenges yet, both as a team and as individuals. In a thrilling climax, the fate of the universe is left uncertain. Guardians make a choice that will change their lives forever. The epilogue. The film ends with Guardians going their separate ways, each dealing with their own personal struggles and challenges. But as they reflect on their experiences, what they have learned, they realize they are stronger together than apart. The stage is set for the next chapter in the cosmic adventure, and the Guardians. Yeah, that's not how it's going to go. I thought that was interesting that Nova was in it. It probably is. All right, let's do one more. Can you create your own DC Comics or DC film universe? All right. The universe would be a dark, gritty take on the DC world, drawing inspiration from the comics and graphic novels. The focus would be on characters and the struggles of the grounded storylines. The first film would be a Batman reboot directed by Denis Villeneuve. It would be a character-driven thriller exploring the psychology of Bruce Wayne and his vigilante alter ego. The villain would be the Riddler, portrayed as a twisted genius who forces Batman to confront his own flaws and weaknesses. The second film would be a Wonder Woman solo movie directed by Patty Jenkins. No, thank you. Would be set in the 1980s with Diana Prince facing a new threat in the form of Cheetah, a former friend turned deadly enemy. The film would explore themes of power, loss, and redemption. The third film would be a team-up movie titled Justice League. All right, let me stop you there. Why are we already doing a team-up movie? Why are we doing the Justice League team-up movie when we already have just put 2 films out? We don't have a full Justice League. Anyway, whatever. Justice League: The New Gods. It would be directed by Ava DuVernay and would introduce the characters of the New Gods, a cosmic race of beings who threaten to destroy Earth. The team would include Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg. The fourth film would be a Green Lantern solo movie directed by Ryan Coogler. Okay, all right, now you got my attention. It would follow John Stewart, a former Marine who becomes the new Green Lantern of Earth. The film would explore themes of courage, sacrifice, and the responsibilities of power. All right, that's the best thing I've heard so far. The fifth film would be a Flash solo movie directed by Taika Waititi. It would be a time travel adventure with the Scarlet Speedster trying to prevent a catastrophic event that threatens to erase the entire timeline. The film would be a mix of comedy, action, and drama. The sixth film would be a Suicide Squad reboot directed by David Ayer. The Ayer, save the Ayerverse. Oh, those people would be going nuts. It would feature a new team of villains, including Black Adam, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Killer Frost. The film would be dark, twisted heist movie with the team going up against the most dangerous threat yet. Overall, the universe would be a blend of different genres, tones, with each film exploring a different facet of the DC world. The focus would be on the character, story, and theme, with a commitment to creating a cohesive, interconnected universe that rewards long-term fans while also welcoming the new ones. I knew you were going to laugh about that. Oh, Star Wars. Create the next Star Wars trilogy. Thousands of years in the future in a galaxy far beyond the reaches of the original trilogy, the films would explore a new era of the Force with character settings and expand upon the mythology of the first one. Would be titled Star Wars Legacy of the Jedi, would be directed by Ryan Coogler. Man, this thing loves Ryan Coogler. And Ryan Coogler's awesome. So sign me up for Ryan Coogler directing a Jon Stewart Green Lantern film. And sign me up for Ryan Coogler directing a Star Wars film. First film would be Star Wars Legacy of the Jedi, directed by Ryan Coogler. It would follow a young Jedi apprentice named Tarek, who discovers long-forgotten prophecy predicts the return of the Sith. With the help of a ragtag group of rebels, Tarek must confront his own doubts, fears, as he journeys across the galaxy to stop the Sith from destroying the Force itself. The second film would be titled Star Wars Knights of the New Republic and would be directed by Taika Waititi. It would take place years after the events of the first film and would follow a group of Jedi Knights as they battle against a resurgent empire led by a mysterious known figure as the Dark Sovereign. The film would also explore themes of power, corruption, redemption, as the Jedi are forced to confront the dark side within themselves. The third film would be titled Star Wars Echoes of the Force and would be directed by Ava DuVernay. It would be set several years after the second film and would follow a new generation of Force-sensitive heroes as they face off against a new threat that threatens the galaxy. The film would explore themes of legacy, destiny, and the power of... I want to know who the characters would be. I love how like Chat GPT just let us know that like the DC universe is basically just toast. All right, create the next Marvel Phase 7. Sure, Marvel Phase 7. The Marvel Cinematic Universe would introduce a new generation of heroes. Would also explore the cosmic side of the Marvel Universe. Phase would be comprised of 6 films and a new Disney Plus series, culminating in a major crossover event that would change the MCU forever. First film in Phase 7 would introduce the character of Nova. Figures. A member of the intergalactic Nova Corps. The film would explore the history and mythology of Nova Corps, as well as the character's journey becoming a hero. Captain Marvel 2. The second film would continue the story of Carol Danvers, with Brie Larson returning in the role. The film would explore cosmic side of Marvel Universe as well as Carol's relationship with other heroes. Blade. The third film would introduce character of Blade, a vampire hunter who battles against supernatural threats. The film would also be a horror action hybrid with a darker tone, more mature themes. The Thunderbolts. The fourth film would introduce Thunderbolts, a team of former villains who band together to become heroes. The film would explore themes of redemption and nature of heroism with a blend of action humor. Fifth film would be Young Avengers. The fifth film would include the Young Avengers, a team of young heroes who are inspired by the Avengers. The film would explore the generation of heroes. The final film would be Doctor Strange 3 before the crossover event that would continue the story of Stephen Strange with Benedict Cumberbatch returning in the title role. The film would explore the mythical side of the Marvel Universe as well as characters' journey to becoming the Sorcerer Supreme. Disney Plus series Nova Corps would explore the world of the Nova Corps. Crossover event, Phase 7 crossover event, would bring together all the heroes from the previous films and series as they battle against a cosmic threat that threatens the entire universe. The event would introduce new villains, heroes, and concepts that would set the stage for the future of the MCU. So a lot of that sounds like it's either already happening, it's already been confirmed, or they just predicted the future. I don't know. Yeah, I know, right? So true. So true. Chat GPT, man. I mean, what's a good... Create... Let's see. Oh, I got one. Create a new... Let's see. Harry Potter story from scratch. Probably Hogwarts. The Cursed Heir. Story follows a young wizard named Arthur, who is the last surviving member of a powerful ancient family of dark wizards. Arthur was raised by his mother, a reformed witch who is determined to keep forth the dark path that his ancestors took. However, when Arthur receives his letter to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, he receives that the legacy of his family may be impossible to escape. Act 1. At Hogwarts, Arthur quickly discovers that he is an outcast among other students who view him as suspicion and fear. Arthur tries to make friends, but his attempts are rebuffed, and he is eventually taken in a group of misfit students who call themselves the Cursed Ones. Cursed Ones are all students who have been ostracized by the rest of the school and have banded together to protect each other. Act 2. As the school year progresses, strange events begin to occur around Hogwarts. Students start to go missing, and a dark force seems to be growing stronger within the school. Arthur begins to investigate, and he discovers that his family curse may be at the root of the problem. The curse is a powerful magic that has been passed down through generations of Arthur's family and is capable of causing chaos and destruction on a massive scale. Act 3, Arthur must confront his family's curse, his own dark heritage to save the school and his friends. He realizes that the only way to break the curse is to sacrifice himself. Wow. But he also knows that his mother would never forgive him if he followed the path of his ancestors. In the climatic battle, Arthur and the Cursed Ones fight against the dark force that has taken over Hogwarts. In the end, Arthur sacrifices himself to break the curse and the school is saved. Story ends with the Cursed Ones leaving Hogwarts, determined to make a difference in the wizarding world. They vow to fight against the dark forces that threaten the world, and they leave behind a legacy of hope and courage. That's interesting. So they have, I said, a Hogwarts story, and they're like, yeah, let's create this dude who kind of has a cool, like, origin, and then let's just kill him off. Like, one movie, he's just gone. Oh, that's a good one. Create a Marvel versus DC film. Here's a concept for a Marvel versus DC film. Title, Marvel vs. DC Heroes Collide. The story takes place in a world where Marvel and DC Universe coexist. After years of peaceful coexistence, a new threat emerges that threatens to destroy the universes. The heroes of Marvel and DC team up to stop this new threat and save their own worlds. Film opens with a montage of superhero action for both Marvel and DC universes. We see Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man fighting off a Hydra invasion, while Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman battle an alien invasion. As the montage ends, we see a new villain appear on the scene, the powerful, malevolent Thanoside. Thanoside is a being that combined the powers of Thanos and Darkseid, and he seeks to conquer all of reality. What? That's that. All right. That's kind of original. I didn't expect that. The heroes of Marvel and DC are initially reluctant to work together as they have different methods and ideologies. However, they realize that they must put aside their differences if they are to stop Thanoside. They split into teams and embark on a series of missions to stop Thanoside's minions and gather the tools they need to defeat him. Along the way, they encounter many challenges, including battles with powerful villains like Ultron and Brainiac. This is fascinating. This is fascinating. In the final battle, the heroes unite to face Thanoside in a climactic showdown. The battle is brutal and epic, with heroes using their unique powers and abilities to the fullest. In the end, it is a combination of Marvel and DC heroes working together that allows them to defeat Thanoside. The villain is banished to another dimension, and the heroes are hailed as saviors. The film ends with heroes returning to their own universe, but they have forged a new understanding and respect for each other. They vow to stay in touch and work together if new threats emerge. Film ends with a post-credits scene that teases a potential sequel with new villains from both universes teaming up to take revenge on the heroes. All right, don't leave me hanging. What is the sequel to the Marvel versus DC movie you just made? World's End, a group of powerful villains from the Marvel and DC universe who were defeated in the first film, join forces to enact revenge on the heroes. They uncover a new power source that can grant them godlike abilities, and they plan to use it to destroy both universes. Act 1, the film opens with villains including Loki, Lex Luthor, and Doctor Doom conducting a series of coordinated attacks in both the Marvel and DC universe. They are met with fierce resistance from the heroes, but the villains' new power source gives them an overwhelming advantage. The heroes realize they need to stop villains from getting any more power source and work together to devise a plan. The heroes split into teams, embark on a series of missions to stop the villains. They face off against powerful enemies like Magneto and Sinestro, and they also must contend with some of the villains' pawns who have gained powers with new source. Mission takes heroes to different parts with scenes taking place on Earth, Asgard, and Apocalypse. Act 3, in the final battle, the heroes unite to face the villains and their armies in a massive battle that takes place on an interdimensional battlefield. The heroes use everything at their disposal, including new weapons, abilities they've developed since the last film. In the end, villains are defeated and the power source destroyed, but not before causing a massive destruction to both universes. Film ends with the heroes surveying the damage and mourning the loss of many innocent lives. They realize that despite their victory, the cost was high. However, they are united by the knowledge that as they work together, they can overcome any threat. The film ends with a post-credits scene that teases a potential third film with a new and even more powerful threat on the horizon. All right, what is the third film? Crisis of the Multiverse. The multiverse is under threat from being known as the Anti-Monitor, who seeks to destroy all of existence. Anti-Monitor? That you make 3 films with AI. Make 2, and this is your third. And your big bad villain is called the Anti-Monitor? I'm sure that's probably somebody in the comics. The point is, no one cares. That's wow. Does Iron Bat eventually stop him? Yeah, this is fascinating, guys. Honestly, wasn't expecting to go down this Chat GPT rabbit hole, but we did. Good question, Paul. We got 3 films. 3 films out of this. What else should I put in there? I might be good, honestly. Damn. Sneezing twice on a live stream, not fun. Yeah, so we created a lot with this Chat GPT. Holy hell. Can you imagine if it was updated? I mean, my God. Oh, dear God. Create a new Michael Myers Halloween movie. The Curse of the Shape. Oh, this isn't going to work. They're giving me a sequel to the most recent one. That's not going to work. Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. Halloween versus Friday the 13th. Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Act 1 is Camp Crystal Lake, and Michael Myers is starting to take all of Jason Voorhees' kills. Oh my God. This is literally just the this looks like it's just the Freddy versus Jason movie, honestly, if I'm being real. Give me a script for the 3rd Sinister movie. Here's an idea for a script for a 3rd Sinister movie, the final chapter. The film opens with Ellison Oswald, now a broken, haunted man, struggling to cope from the events of his past. He is estranged from his family. Who is Ellison Oswald? Yeah, honestly, I might do that right now. Maybe do a live stream. No one's killing Michael Myers. Like, Michael Myers in his prime versus Jason, Michael Myers is winning. All right. One final poll. Final poll. Should I stream Hogwarts Legacy? Nope. Hell yeah. Hogwarts Legacy won't be streaming under this, though. So I asked it if I should stream Hogwarts Legacy, and it's now giving me the synopsis of the entire game. I have it right here. Could totally do it. Oh, the Lakers lost. That sucks. I just saw that. No. I did not buy disc. I have the virtual copy. God damn. You know what? I could do it tomorrow. I am pretty tired. So I don't know if it would be that fun of a stream. I'm kind of getting tired, but let's do that. I'll do it tomorrow. We'll start streaming games again tomorrow. Deal? Is that a deal? I think that's a deal. But I know Bryce Perkins apparently didn't want me to stream, so we will stream Hogwarts Legacy tomorrow. I am going to just take it easy because I am getting tired, and there's 0 point. There will be no point of doing another stream. So I appreciate you guys so very much. It's been a lot of fun. I'll keep doing these. Trust me, they won't all be Chat GPT, but that was fascinating, and I went down a rabbit hole and all of that. So yeah. That's that. So appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks. You ever get those ridiculous social media scams where people pretend to be somebody you're friends with and tell you can make a lot of money? I know I do. It's why I'm very excited to partner with today's sponsor, Aura. Aura is an easy-to-use app that essentially packages a bunch of services to stay safe online all in one. Aura protects you from scammers and hackers. They scan the web for all sorts of data leaks and alert you as soon as they find anything. Aura is like the offensive line for a quarterback, consistently offering you protection from suspicious and malicious activity. They have a VPN built in that keeps your browsing history and personal information safe and encrypted. They'll even alert you if someone's trying to open up a credit card or a loan in your name. Did I mention they protect all your devices from viruses, malware, spyware, and any other things so the bad guys can't break in? Aura can even manage what your kids do on their devices. You can set limits and restrict them from specific apps. They have a password manager as well, so you don't have to rely on an outdated Rolodex or that sticky note that's been on your desk forever. There are apps that do all of these things, but there isn't one that tackles everything the way Aura does, which is why I say Aura is a 5-man offensive line and you're the quarterback. So head on over to aura.com/JKB. You can find it in the description and start your free trial today.